What's up, everybody? Tonight we're going to talk about Jake Paul and we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson and more when we come right back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean, and I'm happy for everyone that's on this live tonight. Shout outs to Cam J. Shout outs to Champion Pryor. Shout outs to Nate Tubbs. Shout out to the whole Cincinnati 513, Cincinnati, Ohio, USA. And all over the world. So we're gonna talk about what's going down a little bit, just to break the ice on a few things going down in the sport of boxing. Jake Paul, there's a lot of controversy that comes with him all the time. You see people in the comment sections on different posts on Facebook, IG, or whatever, social media. You see people saying Jake Paul is not a real boxer. But then in the same aspect, you see actual boxers who say Jake Paul does the training of a boxer. He's in the gyms. He's watching what he eats and stuff like that. He's making weight. I guess it's up to whose ever discretion on what they feel, requires you to be a boxer. I get it though. When it comes to Jake Paul, people look at him more as an entertainer and from an entertainment aspect versus an actual boxer who's sanctioned like boxers are or whatever. So let me know in the chat your opinions on Jake Paul. But as we know, even if you kind of look at him like he's not an actual boxer, he brings views and he brings a good card. He got Amanda Serrano and different ones that are going to be on his card. And with Netflix and all that, I guess we just sit back and enjoy the ride for the time being when it comes to Jake Paul and different partnerships that spawn off of what he got going on in the world of boxing. All right, so let's talk about Jake Paul's resume and his record. Jake Paul is 11 wins, 7 by KO. He has a loss that was by Tommy Fury. And yes, Tommy Fury is part of Tyson Fury's family. And that's who gave Jake Paul his only loss. He has no draws. Jake Paul, he has a 63.64% KO ratio. He's age 28, from Cleveland, Ohio, but currently he lives in Puerto Rico. He stands 6'1". He's an orthodox stance fighter. And his next fight will be Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And prior to that, we all saw the fight that a lot of people did not want to see. I'm a Mike Tyson fan, so that was the last opponent of Jake Paul, the legendary Iron Mike Tyson. If you go back in my YouTube history, it might have been last year in 24 or in 2023, I did a video dedicated to Mike Tyson. He was the influence and the inspiration and one of the reasons why I love boxing as a grown man. I was a Mike Tyson fan since the age of 8 years old, since 1988 when he knocked out Michael Spinks. So I talk about that in my video. So shout outs to Iron Mike Tyson. He will forever be one of my favorite fighters. Speaking of that, if you have a favorite fighter, let me know in the chat, who is your favorite fighter? Who is your favorite fighter? Heavyweight, welterweight, lightweight, whatever. Just drop a couple people that are your favorite fighters in different weight divisions, just to have a little fun. Right now, in the current era, I'm a Tank Davis fan. I'm an Errol Spence fan, despite his loss to Bud Crawford. I'm still a team Errol Spence. I'm an Anthony Joshua fan when it comes to heavyweights of this era, and I like Bud Crawford. He grew on me, so I like Bud Crawford. He's very well-rounded. Fundamentals, a lot of good basic fundamentals. He can switch hit. His ring IQ is top of the line. He just understands the beautiful science, but he also understands, and a lot of times, to where he can close that show. And like Teddy Atlas would say, Bud Crawford has that if factor. He has an if factor that some boxers don't have. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if fighters like Devin Haney have that if factor. It makes you wonder if a fighter like Shakur Stevenson has that if factor. Because Bud Crawford has that if factor. He showed that in the Spence fight. He turned up and he pretty much picked my guy apart. But he had an if factor, so much so that he was able to stop Errol Spence. So we'll delve a little bit more into Jake Paul, and then we're gonna go over to Julio Cesar Chavez, his record and his box rec. So before Mike Tyson, prior to that, he fought Michael Perry in 2024. We'll skip up a couple years to 2023. He fought Nate Diaz. And I want to say Nate Diaz was an ex-MMA fighter. And then in 2023, that same year, earlier, that's when he lost to Tommy Fury. Before Tommy Fury in 2022, he fought the legendary MMA fighter Anderson Silva. And he won that by a unanimous decision. In 2021, he fought Tyrone Woodley, another MMA fighter. And he even fought in 2020, if y'all remember. It's like his second fight. He fought Nate Robinson, the NBA player. He stepped in the ring with Jake Paul, y'all, if y'all remember. And Nate got knocked clean out by Jake Paul. It was nasty work. It was definitely crazy work. All right, so let's talk a little bit about his opponent, Julio Cesar Chavez. Oh, and before I jump into that, Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., they will be fighting on June 28th on the Zone pay-per-view at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. So for those who are interested, it's going down June 28th this summer. So Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., 54 wins, 34 coming by KO, 6 losses, and a draw. Julio Cesar is a cruiserweight. He is 39 years of age, of Mexican descent, and he resides in Mexico. He stands 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. And he fought in 2024 Uriah Hall. He won. He beat him by unanimous decision. In 2021, he fought Anderson Silva, and he actually lost by split decision. And Jake Paul beat Silva by unanimous decision. So I won't look too far into that though, because styles make fights. He fought Daniel Jacobs. He fought Canelo Alvarez in 2017. He lost by unanimous decision. So his resume is okay. It's not just like Jake Paul. Neither one has. His best opponent obviously was Canelo Alvarez, and then maybe Daniel Jacobs as a second best as far as his recent fights. So neither one of these guys have a crazy resume. How this fight's gonna turn out, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I would like to know your predictions with Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul. Let me know what you think and what's your prediction when those two step in that ring this summer. Cam J, you said Jake might catch a body. Oh yeah, you already know Cam J, 513, man. 513 for sure. Thought I'd get on here and just talk a little bit on this live real quick, get it going. All right, so William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson. Will Shakur Stevenson make a statement in this fight? Because I've been looking for him to make a statement, and I feel like Zepeda, up to date as far as his opponents, Zepeda will probably be the one to put the pressure on Shakur the most. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Shakur versus Floyd Schofield. I really wanted to see Floyd Schofield versus Shakur Stevenson, because I felt like Floyd was going to bring that pressure and bring some heat. But unfortunately, for whatever reasons, Schofield claiming that he was sick or whatever, we didn't get to see the fight. It didn't happen. So Zepeda will be what's going down with Shakur Stevenson. Now with Shakur, we saw him with Jamil Herring. He won. To me, Herring was a perfect style matchup for Shakur Stevenson, because he's not the most powerful puncher himself, and pretty much Shakur was just better at everything that Herring could do. Shakur could do faster and slicker. But I'm waiting to see Shakur actually fight somebody that has two intangibles. Either they have power and pressure, or one or the other. So I would like to see him versus Tank Davis, because Tank's going to bring calculated pressure and power. I feel like Zepeda is going to bring pressure with decent power, but not like Tank Davis power, but enough power to keep him honest. It'll be enough to make Shakur respect him. And if he touches up Shakur enough, Shakur is going to probably get on that bicycle and really be moving around that ring, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson. Me personally, as a Tank fan, I'm always trying to be objective and not biased, because even though I'm a Tank fan and I feel like Tank would beat Shakur Stevenson, I also like to put myself in a perspective of looking at the overall perspective of every boxer from every angle. So I'm putting myself in the shoes of Shakur, and then I'll put myself in the shoes of Tank. So we know Tank is a KO knockout artist. We know this. But with Shakur, he gets a lot of criticism because he goes to the decision in majority of his fights, and people feel like he's not going to turn up. He's just going to do the bare minimum, get a win, but it's going to be a boring fight. There's going to be a lot of excessive moving around and not enough engagement. So we also had to talk about the sweet science. What's the difference with the sweet science of boxing versus a person moving so much and moving around so defensively that you're not even really showing much offense? Prime example, the skull fight versus Canelo. He was so worried about Canelo's power, he wanted to move around round after round and not really engage with Canelo. So the fight just came off to be a very lackluster performance. And as the viewers and fans, we wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? We understand as fans, or at least I do, every fight ain't going to be a Holyfield versus Bo. A blow, you hit me, I hit you, 3 times, you hit me back 3 times. I understand sometimes you want to hit and don't get hit, but do just that. Hit them and don't get hit. Not don't get hit and not really even throw back. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting your hands go to the point to where your punch output is just at an all-time low. We saw that with Skull. We saw that with Devin Haney in his last fight for the Fatal Fury fight. You got to be willing to take some type of risk in that boxing ring. You got to be willing to take some type of risk in that boxing ring. It's a gladiator sport. That's what you signed up for. That's what you train for. So give people their money's worth. Cam J, you said Shakur better stop worrying about Tank and focus on Zepeda. Boom. Bingo. Bingo. Y'all heard what Cam J just said, y'all. And that's straight facts, because that's what any fighter. You don't want to be like, okay, Zepeda's right here. I'm Shakur. Zepeda's right in front of me. But my focus is over here talking about Tank Davis. Dude, stop looking over here at Tank and focus on who's right in front of you, man. Zapeda or anybody, you know what I'm saying? If you overlook any opponent, it could backfire on you. It can ruin the plans. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson both fight each other with no losses. But also, speaking of no losses for Tank right now, no losses for Shakur. Let's just talk in general about the no loss philosophy and the no losses doctrine. Something that I feel like has been hurting the sport of boxing. Look, y'all, I think I said this on my last live, but I'm going to say it again tonight. All right, so let's go throughout the history of boxing. Muhammad Ali is one, not the only. Before people say, oh, he's not the greatest. He's one of the greatest. But as far as heavyweights, you got to give it to Ali for being one of the top heavyweights. Lennox Lewis, another top heavyweight. All these guys had losses on their record. Ali lost. Lennox Lewis lost. Mike Tyson. All these Hall of Famers, Holyfield, they have losses. It's very rare in boxing that you're going to have two guys fight each other that both have no losses. Canelo is another one that we call the face of boxing right now in this era. How many losses does Canelo have? He has 2. The same amount that Sugar Ray Leonard had back in the day. He had 2 losses. So, because Canelo has 2 losses, does that mean that he shouldn't fight people who have no losses? And, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be instances where a fighter with losses is going to fight another person with a loss or 2, or a person that has a few losses is going to fight another guy with losses. That's why I said the show must go on. So why not have Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury? If the money is right, I'm pretty sure Fury will come out of that fake retirement and fight Anthony Joshua, regardless of AJ having 3 or 4 losses, regardless of the fact that Tyson got 2 losses. You still got 2 people that have business, unfinished business. I'm all about seeing boxing matches, seeing different opponents fight different people versus the same people fighting the same guys too many times over. I have no problem with a trilogy. I have no problems with a rematch. But sometimes I don't always like to see back-to-back trilogies. I don't mind seeing that person fight one guy, fight another opponent, and then maybe go back to that guy that he might have had a draw with or lost to or beat or whatever. But not all the time do trilogies have to be back-to-back, because to me, it stops other fights from happening and pushes them back so far. So let me know y'all opinion on that, though. As far as fighters that have losses, do you feel that if a fighter has 3 or even 4 losses and another guy has 2 or 3 losses, should they not fight each other now because people are saying that they wanted to see them at a time that they both were undefeated? We put too much stock into being undefeated fighters. Way back in the day, nobody was pushing that narrative at all. That all came later on. The Money Mayweather syndrome or whatever. Shout outs to Floyd Mayweather. Okay, he didn't have any losses or whatever on his record. But that don't mean that the majority of boxers don't have a loss or 2 or even more on their records, and they still can have great fights happen. Also, if you're in this chat room, please hit the thumbs up. And if you're in this chat room, please go to the description area, because I have merch online that I talk about a lot. So you can definitely do some online shopping all around the world, y'all. All around the world. You see, Cam J said, fighters and promotional companies got to stop protecting these guys. Oh, I agree. And that's kind of what, to your point, bro, that's what your boy Rolly Romero was saying in that interview. Rolly Romero said, look, man, some of these boxers are not fighting the best guys. All they're doing is getting a quick, nice check without taking any type of risk, knowing that they're about to fight somebody that they're going to easily beat, and get a nice check. And he mentioned Canelo versus Skull. He was shaking his head pretty much like, come on, man. You mean to tell me we got to be faced with this when we already knew the result of what would happen, and this fight ended up being that terrible? Come on. That's not what people like. Say, for instance, you're going to have a fight party or whatever, or you're going to get together with your homies or whatever, or you're going across town. You go across town to go see a fight. You done spent your money, your gas, your time, You done went all the way to the other side of town for a terrible fight. And you're like, man, I could have just stayed home for this. That's not what boxing should be about. The best need to fight the best. We got to stop with the shenanigans. And for those who didn't know, something I talked about on my last live, I'll just bring it up again. So, Big Baby Miller is being replaced with Justice Huni. Justice Huni was on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Ngannou fight. He fought Kevin Lerena, the same guy that Daniel Dubois was dropped by, and Daniel Dubois ended up stopping Kevin Lerena later on in that same fight. The Justice Huni victory over Kevin Lerena, it wasn't really an impressive win. Of course, he did what he had to do and he won, but it was not a very impressive win or making a statement type of win. So personally, looking at what I see from him, I think Fabio Wardley will probably stop him within 7 rounds. So I think he'll be just a good fight just to keep him active, keep Fabio Wardley active, and hopefully, the fight with Big Baby Miller happens in the future, or maybe Fabio Wardley will fight Martin Bakole or somebody like that. If Martin Bakole don't do an immediate rematch with F.A. Ajagba, hopefully Fabio Wardley could fight one of those guys. Yes, sir, for sure. The best need to fight the best. That's facts. Yes, sir. And if you're on FB, make sure you come over to YouTube and hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. If you're on Facebook, make sure you subscribe to the actual YouTube channel. I also have a link on my profile. I have a link tree, so you'll be able to also pull that up as well. And shout outs to my peoples, Zone 15, my Uncle Tim, Big Kiki, and everybody, TA, Maceo, all my family. We got that block party going down next month in June. So I will try to be there live in the flesh. That way I can kind of interact with people and actually let y'all know what we got going on with Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. So it's gonna be a really, really cool event for real, bringing the community together. Because it's been a while since I've been to a block party in the zone. All right. You said we are the original. Shout outs to you, bro. You said Big Baby Miller could be much better if he could have got in shape. Yeah, it's like that with Big Baby Miller, but it's also the same type of issue with Martin Bakole. Martin Bakole, Big Baby Miller, and Andy Ruiz are 3 fighters that they don't seem to take their training seriously. It's like they be lacking or something, or they just feel like they can come in any type of way and win these fights. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man, you need to be in a certain fighting weight to be able to sustain the endurance and make it through all these rounds. You got to be conditioned. You know what I'm saying? Nothing worse than a person who is running out of gas mid rounds, huffing and puffing, and then by round 7, 8, 9, you're there for the taking. You got to be fully conditioned to have the endurance to go 12 rounds if need be. I always say this: if you're fighting a 12-round fight, you need to be in there as if you're ready to go for 15 rounds. Set the bar a little bit higher. If you're in there for a 10-round fight, act like you're in there for a 12-round fight. If you're in there for an 8-round fight, act like you're in there for a 10-round fight. I always set that bar just a little bit higher so you'll be more than conditioned enough mentally and physically to sustain in that ring. We are the original. It's like they get a check and the hunger dies. For sure, man. For sure. It's kind of like that old statement. I don't know it verbatim. I'm just paraphrasing. But rest in peace to the late, great Marvin Hagler. He said something like, it's hard to get up in silk pajamas. He pretty much was trying to use an analogy that, hey, you're in these silk pajamas, you're a millionaire, and it's like that hunger ain't the same no more because you done made big bank and a lot of money. So now your mind is not the same as it was when you didn't have the money. But now you got this big bankroll, a fat bank account or whatever, nice cars, nice home. It's like that hunger starts to fade away. But people need to keep the same mentality and keep the same energy as if they are broke and have nothing. The same way you started boxing when you were broke and hungry, you need to keep that same energy pretty much throughout your career in order to have a healthy career. Yeah, man. So we're going to see some good fights going down this summer for sure. Give me a quick second so I can tap into FB as well. Because I'm going, got my live attached to their feed as well. Hey, shout outs to Unc. I see you watching me. Shout outs to Anthony Davis. Appreciate you you watching, bro. Um so let's talk a little bit about Usyk and Daniel Dubois. The rematch, I seen some training footage recently of Daniel Dubois. They're definitely working on his endurance. They're working on him cutting off the ring. They've been bringing out to emulate, but I guess they got some southpaw fighters with pretty quick feet and quick hands. What do you think about that fight? What do you think about the first fight? And then what do you think about the rematch? One thing about Daniel Dubois, he's only like age 27, maybe about to be 28. So he's in his prime. A lot of people feel like because he won against AJ and he's beat Big Baby Miller and Herkovic, that's suitable enough to say that he can beat Alexander Usyk. Of course, Usyk fans, they're diehard fans for Usyk, and they feel like he's pretty much untouchable. So they're not giving Dubois much of a chance at all. So I guess the question is, do you think that Usyk can stop Daniel Dubois a second time? Or will Daniel Dubois land a crisp body shot that's not going to be borderline this time, That'll be a clean shot that can't be disputed. Will he land that money shot to the body of Usyk? And will it be enough to put Usyk down to the canvas and for the count? Hey, we're going to have to see, right? We're going to definitely see here soon when that rematch goes down. Dubois versus Usyk. I'm kind of going back and forth. A part of me says Dubois has a type of power. He can get real mean in there, so he knows how to be a finisher. He's not there to pity pat punch. Dubois is coming there to try to end the night. And hopefully he starts early. You know what I'm saying? I think that in the first round, Dubois, he has a good jab, a very dangerous jab. If he can establish his jab and set up some traps early in the fight, he'll probably have a good chance of winning, because generally Usyk gets rolling mid rounds to the late rounds. He starts to turn up. So Dubois needs to devise a plan to try to get him early in the first couple rounds and work that body as much as he can. Cut off that ring. You're not going to really keep Usyk on the ropes too long. I think he's too smart for that. But you want to set traps enough to make him to take the steam out of Usyk, to tire him out a little bit, catch him to the body, rip those body shots to the ribs, to the gut or whatever, and slow him down. I mean, it's hard to do. It's easier said than done. But, they say every boxer has some type of vulnerability. So it's up to Daniel Dubois to find out the secret key. Now, saying it and being able to do it is two different things. So let me know what you think. What's your prediction? Dubois versus Usyk 2. What's your prediction? And what's going on with Joseph Parker? He's waiting. I'm pretty sure he's waiting to see the results of Dubois versus Usyk 2. But at the same time, I feel like no boxer should sit on their hands. So to me, Joseph Parker needs to find a keep busy fight in the meantime. And I wouldn't say take the most dangerous fight right now. But just find somebody who is a decent fight. Maybe Philip Herkovic. Caballero, I don't know. He could be a little risky right now for like a banana peel for Joseph Parker. But maybe a Dillian White rematch or something like that. Get somebody in there just to keep yourself sharp, so that after Dubois and Usyk happens, they can let Joseph Parker get a shot at those titles, because he deserves it. I really like Joseph Parker. He's ducking no smoke. He's a throwback fighter, and anybody can get it when it comes to Joseph Parker. He's one of the reasons you should like boxing, because he's fighting everybody. And then Deontay Wilder, he's coming back soon. Do we think that Deontay Wilder still has it? According to Joseph Parker, when he fought him, even though he won, he said Deontay Wilder hit like a mule kick. So that pretty much lets us know the power of Deontay Wilder is still there. He just couldn't really catch Joseph Parker real flush like he did most of his opponents. So we're going to see on this next fight if Deontay Wilder can let the trigger go If he could let the right hand go, and get the KO, I won't say he's back, but I will say that he still has that power. Because the fighter he's about to fight, it's hard for you to say, engage, to say if Wilder knocks him out like he did that one guy, was he from Poland? The same guy AJ fought, having a brain freeze. But Wilder fought him a few fights ago and knocked him out on his back foot. So I wonder if he does the same with this opponent. How will the audience and fans of Wilder feel? Are they going to be saying that Deontay Wilder's back? Or is it going to be a situation where it's like, or it's going to be a situation where it's like, well, hey, that really didn't prove a whole lot, but, that didn't really prove, because this fighter wasn't that type of level of a fighter, So, it wasn't him. Hold on, let me go to his box rec real fast, y'all. I don't know. Oh, Robert Helenius. Yeah, Robert Helenius that Wilder knocked out is not a top level fighter. And this next guy he's fighting, to me, Wilder should be able to beat him within the first few rounds. Once he gets his range and lines him up with that right hand, he should be able to get Herndon up out of there. So we're going to see. What do y'all think about Deontay Wilder's comeback? And how far do you think he's going to go when he does come back? Because he said the fire is back, the desire and the passion is back in boxing. So I guess the question is, Bomb Squad, y'all guys out there, what do y'all feel about Deontay Wilder? Is he truly back? We are the original. Facts. So what do you think about this big fight with Crawford and Canelo? Or did I miss that talk? I actually have a video on that on YouTube, but I'll talk a little bit about it too, because I like to chop it up with you. All right, so we are the original. Pretty much, man, I feel like I'm back and forth. Initially, I said Canelo should beat Bud Crawford by stoppage. We know Canelo has a good chin. We know Canelo has power. We know that Canelo has a lot of power at 168, which he's fought at for a long time. Well, Bud, as my dude Cam J was saying, Bud is pretty much moving up from 147 to 168. So pretty much he's moving up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. So I guess the question is, will his power from 147 to 168, will it acclimate to that weather, to that weight? Will it translate to the weight of 168? So I don't know, man. It's one of them things, like I'm kind of juggling back and forth, because the team of Crawford, Bo Mack and different ones, and Crawford himself, of course, they feel very confident that they're going to beat Canelo. So I don't know if they're going based off his last performance with Skull, that they feel like he's missing a step because he didn't cut off the ring. But a part of me says, hey, maybe Crawford was playing possum. Maybe Canelo was acting like he didn't still have it anymore, to make or to give a Crawford a false sense of hope, to think, hey, I'm going to go in there, he's going to be food. And just that fast, you step in the ring, and the real Canelo's there. You know what I'm saying? A real lion's right there in front of you. So, I don't know, man. It's one of those fights, man. I kind of go back and forth. I'm going to have to marinate on it some more. I'm gonna have to do some more film study on both fighters. I'm gonna have to look at the toughest fight that they both fought, the toughest opponents, and maybe look at the last 2 or 3 fights of each guy, man, just to kind of try to get an idea of how this might go down, man, because I don't know, man. It's a tough call. I say a 50-50 fight, man. You know, Canelo Crawford, 50-50 fight, 60-40 fight, you know. But it's going to be a pretty tight fight. But I do feel like if Bud is to win, he needs to clinch 8 rounds. 8 clean rounds he needs to clinch decisively, 8 rounds out of 12. If it's one of those Bud wins 7 rounds and Canelo wins 5 rounds, I can see the judges trying to manipulate everything and make it a draw. So he needs to win convincingly in order to get a decision, in my opinion, when he's fighting Canelo. Yo, what up, dude? What's going on, bro? Shout outs to Doobie, y'all. Doobie the Don. Check him out on his YouTube channel. Shout outs to Dude. So, you know, I don't know, man. Just Canelo and Crawford is a crazy, man. I mean, it's one of those fights that it'll be a defining moment for Crawford if he can win. You know, and if he does win, does Canelo keep fighting, or does he just say, "Hey, I done beat Canelo. I'm up out of the boxing game. Maybe he'll be a commentator. I don't know." But you know, we're gonna see, man, what the future holds. And I want to appreciate everybody here. Like I said, hit that thumbs up. I'm gonna sit here and chop it up a little bit longer because it's getting kind of late and I got to work early in the morning. But I definitely want to jump on here, just a spur of the moment. I don't normally do lives on weeknights, but every now and then I'm gonna try to do these every blue moon. All right, Doobie, you said I agree. It's definitely going to be tough matchup for Bud with the size as well. I think Connor Ben Eubank Jr. in terms of size, no rehydration for this one though. Doobie Don, you said, but Canelo ain't that much bigger than Bud in terms of height and reach. Yep, height and reach. It's just that Canelo has a bigger frame and a natural 168 frame. So I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope for sure. It's a tough hill to climb. But hey, if anybody could do it or pull it off, I would say Bud. Bud got the skills to do it. You know what I'm saying? He got enough skills in his arsenal to win and to beat Canelo. But I don't see him stopping Canelo. It won't be a stoppage or like a TKO or a knockout. It'll probably be it would have to be a unanimous decision. But like I said, I feel like he needs to win 8 rounds because anything short of 8 rounds is going to be probably a draw because they're not going to let Canelo lose a close fight. So we're going to see, man. What do you think about, hey, Doobie, what you think about the Dubois versus Usyk rematch? What you think about that rematch? And Doobie, what you think about the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch? You and Cam J, what y'all think? I got Tank by knockout in the rematch, man, for real. I think that draw and everything that happened as far as them trying to contest it and saying it was a knockdown when he took a knee, I think that's going to be fuel for Tank. And I think in a rematch, Tank going to take Like all bets are off, and Tank is going to try to knock him out in the mid rounds. I think that Tank could put a little bit of a tweak in his approach in the rematch. He's going to do a little bit of tweaks on his approach. I think he'll go to the body a little bit more too. He's going to definitely probably set up a lot of traps and cut off the ring as he needs to. Cam J, you said Tank going to whoop Roach on Tank Mama and Unk B-Day. Yeah, man. I think so, man. I think so. Dude, but you said, man, Dubois been on a tear, but you got Usyk by UD, unanimous decision, and you got Tank by decision as well. Okay. You don't think Tank gonna stop Lamont Roach, man? That's an interesting prediction, but it's a very logical prediction too, Doobie. Because Lamont Roach could make it to the final bell, but I just think that Tank is going to want to get a knockout. I think Tank is going to want to, but I don't think he's going to force a knockout. I think Tank's going to try to set it up in a natural way, and as soon as Lamont Roach gets vulnerable, Tank's going to land that money shot. Hopefully he'll hit that home run this time, because otherwise, if he goes to the distance, even if Tank wins a decision, people are going to make it seem like it's a moral victory that Lamont Roach Jr. survived 12 rounds again. So Tank won't get credit. Because Tank is a knockout artist. People hold him to a certain standard. And I don't think it's fair. Doobie, you said, I don't think he's going to stop him. He got some real tight defense. Yeah, he do. He do got some real tight defense, man. I noticed that, man. Lamont Roach is very smart. So Tank's gonna have to do something a little different, man. But I think one start is Tank needs to get Coach Calvin as his main trainer in the rematch. Cam J, what's the other trainer? Was it Hunter? But whoever it was, he don't need to be the head trainer. I don't see nobody having a better chemistry with Tank Davis than Coach Calvin. I feel like Coach Calvin is the only one who can reach the true soul of Tank and reach up here in his mind. You know what I'm saying? They have a certain connection because he pretty much raised Tank as a kid. He's like an actual father figure and a dad to Tank. Tank don't need nobody else but Coach Calvin as his main trainer. Everybody else should be like a, added to the team, but not as a head trainer, man. Oh, and another fight, y'all. What about the trilogy? The fight with Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. What did y'all feel about the first two fights? Do you feel that they scored it right and they called it right? This is just my opinion. I felt like Serrano won the first fight, but then I think in the second fight, Serrano won, but just by a small margin. That it was a real tight fight that she won. But of course, Katie Taylor won both fights in the judges' eyes. Doobie said, laugh out loud. Nah, it's just a great matchup too. Bro, he got to stop him. He got to win. He's good doing it to get credit because people already giving Lamont credit and got the idea of him being good. Yeah, man. I mean, I give props to him, man. I ain't gonna be no hater or nothing like that. Um, Lamont Roach Jr. is a good fighter. I mean, I wouldn't even mind seeing Lamont Roach Jr. Uh, I would have rather seen him fight the winner of Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson than to fight Tank back to back right now. But I do understand the reason for this rematch because it was a close fight. You even got some people saying Lamont Roach edged it. Shakur Stevenson has won. He said Lamont Roach Jr. Won the fight, but of course he might say that because Tank is like his arch enemy as of right now. Oh yeah, this is that unsweet tea, y'all. Hits the spot. Just unsweet tea. I ain't gonna tell you the brand name of it. That's all you need to know. Unsweet tea. Quench the thirst of a grown man. And also shout out to my two bros down south in Florida, to my older brothers, and shout out to my sis up here in the 513 Natty, Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, Adrian Richard, you said Dubois, if he can keep his stamina up, but if not, Usyk gonna box him to a unanimous decision. Yeah, man, I could definitely see that for sure. You said Adrian Richard. Shout outs to Adrian Richard. You said you think Bud shocks the world and drops Canelo and wins a decision. Oh man, that would be crazy, man. If he drops Canelo, that's gonna be crazy because I don't think Canelo's ever been down. Um, you also said Adrian Richard, tough call on rematch because Roach got Tank's style down packed. Tank gonna have to tweak some things for sure, man. Most definitely. He's got to tweak. Absolutely. Oh, also, Adrian, make sure you come over to YouTube if you have not and subscribe, please. You said you think when fighters fight their long-term life sparring partners, the fights be a lot more difficult and closer than people expect. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You got Katie Taylor winning again. The first fight should have been Amanda Serrano victory. I agree with that for sure. And you said the second could have went either way. But you got but the third Katie wins. Yeah, I think anything short of a TKO stoppage or even a knockout, Serrano ain't gonna win. She has to actually uh, stop Katie Taylor to win. She's not gonna win a decision, in my opinion. Um, and I agree, man. Roach versus Martin would be a good fight too. That would definitely be a good fight as well. and I just happened to come across a video with Teddy Atlas. Looks like he might be I don't know if he's actually training or just helping Francis Ngannou. So Teddy Atlas is a vet and a legendary trainer. So if he's teaming up with Ngannou, that would do him very good because I would say that he knows how to deal with fighters with power. Ngannou got power, so being able to work on his combos, his foot placement, and stuff like that, I think Teddy Atlas can help him. Because he already has natural punching power. So if he can cut off the ring and do a few small tweaks, and work on his defense, Ngannou, he could be a pretty decent boxer. He won't be necessarily a great, I don't think, but he might be to contest with some of these guys out there in the heavyweight division. Cam J, you said Boots versus Tio in talks. Hey man, I like hearing stuff like that. But I definitely would have to choose, if it does happen, I'm gonna go with Boots Ennis all day. You said Bud ain't stopping Canelo. He got a granite chin. And that's the talk, man. Cam J, that's real talk because his chin is definitely granite. There's maybe only been one person that stumbled him, and I can't think of his name. But other than that one person, Canelo has never been dropped, man. So I don't see to where, even though Bud is very, very sharp, he has good punch placement, punch accuracy, and precision. I just don't see where Bud can drop Canelo for two reasons. The chin of Canelo and the fact that Bud is stepping up 3 weight classes. It's just, man, it's going to be a tough fight for Bud Crawford. Now, will it be as tough for Bud as he feel it would be? Because I think that Bud and them thinks, because of their skill level, that it won't be that complicated of a fight. Because he does have the better footwork than Canelo. But Canelo, if he turns up, which I think he is, in their fight, we're not going to see the Canelo we saw versus Skull. I think he's going to turn up, he's going to cut off that ring, and he might have been downplaying his performance when he fought William Skull. And also, let me reiterate, here in the near future, for everybody all around the world, and as a special for my peoples here in Cincinnati, Ohio, we're going to have Cincinnati's own Nate Tubbs on Ringwalk Boxing Podcast in the near future. So just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit your bell notification so you get that notification when I jump on the live. Because this is going to be one you don't want to miss when we sit down and break down the different levels of Nate Tubbs and the fact that his brother was a champion who fought Mike Tyson. And then Nate himself, he fought as a boxer, and he fought a legend like David Tua. And David Tua was a very vicious and dangerous opponent. And Nate Tubbs took him on a late notice, I think like a 2-day notice. He fought Tua. And then, of course, the highlight fight for Nate Tubbs was Corey Sanders when he knocked out Corey Sanders. So he's a very interesting individual, and I can't wait for y'all to meet him when he comes here on Ringwalk Boxing Podcast. So definitely be on the lookout for Nate Tubbs, y'all. All right, you said legendary. Absolutely, Cam J. Absolutely. And if I didn't say it tonight, I already said shout outs to Cam J, but make sure y'all check out Cam J Network. That's fam. So make sure y'all check out his YouTube because he's covering boxing. And for people who like sports beyond boxing, if you like football, other sports and stuff like that, definitely check out Cam J because he's well rounded and he's talking about all kind of different sports, kind of like ESPN, you know what I'm saying? So definitely tune in to Cam J Network. He's doing big things and he's always dropping something all the time. And, you know, he's very good at what he does. He has a niche for what he does, and I take my hat off to him for sure. We have very good talks. Every time we talk, we have very good talks. What up? What up? Michael Ware, you said you support Buckeye Nation. Yes, sir. Shout outs, Ohio. Ohio. I know this is boxing, y'all, but I'm from the state of Ohio. And over here, I'm a boxing fan to the fullest, but we love Cincinnati Bengals here. And then just a little bit north, 100 miles, Columbus, Ohio, Ohio State. College football is huge in Ohio. So shout outs to Columbus, the city of Columbus. Shout out to the Cleveland, way up north, the land, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm not a Cleveland Browns fans, but shout out to my family up in Cleveland, the Friarses and the Moors, Big June, my cousin Terry, and all my family up in Cleveland, up on the lake. Oh, and shout out to the boxers out of Cleveland, like Sean Porter. Shout outs to Showtime Sean Porter. And Abdullah Mason, the young Abdullah Mason out of Cleveland, Ohio. Um, KQKC Boxing Network. Salute Cam J Network and the host. For sure, for sure. Welcome to Ring Walk Boxing Podcast, man. Thanks for tuning in. And make sure you please hit that thumbs up. Mike Ware, hit the thumbs up, please. And also, Mike Ware, to some of your boxing friends at your job, at the gym, wherever, share this link with some of your partners at the gym or at your job. You know, if y'all out and about interacting with people and they like boxing, just make sure you share this link. Okay. You said Adrian Richard. You said it's all about angles, and everybody has a snooze button. Absolutely, man. Anybody can get caught if they have that second moment where they get caught off guard or whatever, or the punch they don't see. All it takes is that one punch, man, and it could be curtains. Mike Ware, you said that you agree he's gonna make a statement with Bud. Oh, so you feel like Canelo is gonna win, Mike Ware? Adrian Richard, you said everybody keeps trying to bring up Madrimov fight, but neglecting the fact that Madrimov brought an awkward style that Canelo does not possess. Thank you. I said the same thing in my other in my other live is that Madrimov's style is way different than Canelo. He's like a pendulum. He keeps moving, and it's very awkward. And probably Bud was like, "What is this style?" You know what I'm saying? In the back of his mind, Canelo is more flat-footed, and he's going to be an easier target for Bud to hit. He's going to be a much easier target for Bud to hit. You know, he's not going to have to work as hard to land the punches or whatever. Oh yeah, I talked about that too, Mike. Where Barrios versus Pacquiao. I talked about that in my last one. That's like a 17-year difference, man. This is not no case of a 5-year difference or even a 7-year difference. 17 years difference between two fighters. A 46-year-old Pacquiao with a much younger Barrios, 17 years younger, man. This fight is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. I'm surprised they allowed Pacquiao to fight at the age of 46. I know the last fight might have been like an exhibition or whatever that he looked terrible in, but still, I mean, I don't see what he can do in an actual fight at the age of 46. You know what I'm saying? Now back in the day, a prime Pacquiao, man, it wouldn't be no second guessing, man. He's gonna stop or knock out Barrios, but he's 46 years old, man. You know, like they say, father time, you know. Cam J, you said you'll be live 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. Got to cook it up. All right, man, let's do it. When I'm at work, hopefully I'll be able to tune in. You know, I'll have my ear pods in so I can listen to you. Michael Ware, they are letting him for money pick Barrios because he is the weakest link. Yeah, he is the weakest link. But didn't Barrios beat they had fought the same guy. What's his name? The one that Errol Spence beat. Your Dennis Ugas. Didn't Ugas get beat by Barrios? And didn't Pacquiao fight Ugas as well? Even though he's the weakest link, I still feel like that Barrios could pull it off because he's 17 years younger. I think he can muster up enough being 17 years younger to beat Pacquiao. Hey, what up, Sergio? Shout out to my guy Sergio up in Columbus, Ohio. In the bus. Mike Ware, you said they are letting him for the money. Yeah, definitely. Cam J, you said You hate that Pac man versus Barrios fight, but the undercard gonna be live. Okay, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna have to check it out just for the undercard, I guess, because the undercard fights will be where it's at. Mike Ware, you said if it's different, how did Ortiz beat him easy? Um, Mike Ware, you said it's embarrassing. It's a money fight. He will lose. It will be worse than Thurman, than one time Thurman. Hey Sergio, if you can, man, can you come over to the YouTube? Anybody on Facebook, can y'all come over to the YouTube? Because sometimes I have difficulty going back and forth from YouTube to FB, and my phone is very sensitive, so sometimes I hit the wrong button on FB, and I can no longer read your chats. So if you come over to YouTube, I'll find it a lot easier. So Michael Ware, what you think about the? I talked about it earlier before you jumped on. What do you think about the replacement for Big Baby Miller? The fact that he's going to be fighting, that Wardley will be fighting Justice Huni. What do you feel about that fight? Cam J, you said Fundora versus uh, Tim Zoo rematch. Antoine Russell versus Andy Hiroka. Pitbull Cruz versus Angel Farrell rematch July 19th. Okay, that's going to be lit. That's going to be lit right there. Michael Ware, you said you also have to remember two back-to-back pay-per-views. Pac in July and Tank August. One fight needs to be free. Okay, you said you never saw his opponent fight, Mike Ware. When you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up Huni versus Lorena. He fought on the undercard of AJ versus Ngannou. Justice Huni versus Kevin Lorena. And you won't be impressed with the victory, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Wardley's going to stop this guy. But shout outs to Justice Huni. I believe he's from Australia. And then shout outs to Fabio Wardley. Cam J, you said all the Pacquiao versus Barrios card in July 19th. Oh, yeah, that's going to be tight, man. That's going to be tight. So like you were saying, Cam J, that's going to be a nice undercard, man. Even though it's a crazy main event. But the undercard is nice. Cam J, you said, Mike, where we just seen Turkey have two back-to-back pay-per-views 2 weeks ago that flopped and hurt the sport. Guards Up Entertainment, what's good? What's going on? Thanks for showing up. Please hit the thumbs up button, please. Oh, okay. What's up, my dude? What's up, my dude? I don't remember if you replied guards up, but did you tell me what you think is going to happen with? You did talk about Serrano versus Katie Taylor. You said Katie Taylor is going to win the third fight. I remember now. What about the Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni? Guards up. What's your prediction? Cam J, you said Turkey is tired of endorsing these B-side fighters that want to box track stars. Oh man, that's some wreck right there, man. That's gonna be wreck for the night. That's the type of stuff I'll wake up in the middle of the night or wake up in the morning and just bust out laughing thinking about that one. You said I just subbed up to you, Guards Entertainment. Shout outs to Guards Up Entertainment. Shout outs, big shout outs. I don't know how to get back to regular comments. I might put in what it is. Yeah. Okay. I thought I see. Oh. All right, tobacco. Okay. Cam J, you said if Shakur run from Zepeda, he gonna lose by decision. Well, the thing too, man, and to your point, Cam J, if he don't really like bring a fight to where he's making a statement, his stock gonna probably drop, man. I think that if he can't make a good account of himself versus Zapeda, it's gonna lose some of the luster to fight Tank Davis, because it's just not gonna be a good look. Because if you run from Zapeda, they're gonna definitely feel that you're gonna run against Tank, because Tank got crazy power. So if you can't stand in the pocket with Zapeda, you ain't gonna risk staying in the pocket with Tank Davis. You said Cam J and Turkey going to take his Riyadh season ambassadorship from him. Guards Up Entertainment. You said you like Fabio to win, but if he rushes to get the KO, Justice might stop him. But this one definitely a coin toss on who shows up and who makes the worst mistake. I like that breakdown. I would agree, man. I would agree. You also said Guards Up Entertainment. Oh, it's all good, man. You cooking dinner? That's cool, man. It's all good. What's your time zone, man? Shoot, it's like in Midwest USA, it's like 11:30 at night, almost midnight here, man. I work first shift, man, so I can't do late night dinner like that, man. That's back when I was on second shift or overnight shift. To the early morning, I would eat late at night. Okay, in Vegas, 8:35. Yeah, yep. West Coast. That's what's up, man. Shout outs to Vegas. And shout outs to my other guy out there, Rob Elmore. Shout out to my dude over there in Vegas. And shout outs to my family in Vegas. You said Cam J. Andy Cruz will be on the Richardson Hitchens versus George Kambosos Jr. on June 14th card. Oh, that's what's up. Michael Ware, Zepeda style beats Shakur. We'll see if Shakur is another level if he can neutralize Zepeda. I mean, Zapeda ain't gonna be no pushover, man. And meanwhile, I don't understand, like Cam J was saying, is that every interview as of recent, all you see Shakur Stevenson doing, he's always bringing up Tank Davis. He's always making that a big focus in his conversation. And my thing is, you about to fight Zapeda. You acting like Zapeda is not that, not a decent fighter because all you keep doing is talking about Tank. You need to worry about Zapeda, the man in front of you, because he might give you your first L. Guards Up Entertainment, respect and appreciation. Yeah, for sure. Cam J's a good dude. That's like family. So make sure you subscribe and follow him on his platform and on social media. Cam J, you said you agree with Mike Ware 100%. Oh, absolutely, man. I do too, man. Cam J, you said Zapeta throws 100 punches of Shakur gun shy. He gonna lose for sure. Yeah, man. This gonna put Shakur to the test. This is the type of opponent he needs. He needs either a pressure fighter that's going to throw a high volume of punches, going to cut off the ring, going to keep attacking him, and who's not afraid of Shakur's punch power. We're going to see what Shakur is made of when he fights William Zapeta. Now that's funny right there, JC. You said, whoa, Cam agrees with Mike. Pigs will fly. That's for sure. That's hilarious right there. Hey, man, that's hilarious right there, man. I ain't gonna even hold you. That's hilarious. Big shout outs to Cam J and Mike Ware for sure. Yep, that's some beautiful harmony, man. It's all good when we on here, excuse me, talking boxing. It's all about differences in opinions, agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, it's all like harmony, man. Cam J, you said JC Mike actually starting. I can't read behind this emoji. Okay. You said he's actually starting to listen to you and have some real logic in boxing. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, man. Michael Ware, you said to add Shakur don't hit hard. It won't slow Zepeda down. Zepeda may win. I always have logic. Uh, Guards up. In all honesty, I think Shakur may make Zapeda look mediocre, just like he did Oscar Valdez. Let me ask you this, Guards Entertainment. What do you feel, hypothetically, if we get to see in 2026, if we get to see Tank versus Shakur Stevenson, what would be your prediction then? I just want to know, Guards up. Tank versus Shakur, hypothetically, that's the fight we want to see eventually. So I want to know your prediction. Cam J, you said this ain't 130. Shakur Ben. So you pretty much saying Shakur been trash at 135, huh? Guards up. Zapeda fight coming forward, giving Shakur multiple opportunities to counter him. Shakur doesn't have KO power, but he does hit hard enough to keep his opponent honest. Michael Ware, you said Tank versus Shakur not happening. He has a rematch with Roach. Then the Jake Paul exhibition, he may retire. Guards up, I agree. Tank over everybody, man. I agree. I do wholeheartedly agree. Gervonta, Tank Davis. Shout outs Tank Davis. Shout out Baltimore. And Tank, if you happen to see this, man, go and make things right or whatever, but make sure Calvin Ford is your head trainer, man. Nobody else suits you like he does, man. I'm not feeling these other guys trying to be a head trainer for Tank Davis. The chemistry don't sit right. Cam J, you said watch my live at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Mike, where you're gonna fry Shakur? It's going down. It's going down. So let me hit my bell notification, man, because I got to tune into this one. Mike, where you said for me, say Tank over everyone. Tank over everyone, fight your contemporaries. And Cam J, you said, and by the way, Tank versus Jake Paul was never happening and won't ever happen. Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to see that one. Mike, where you said you don't care for Shakur? Well, I mean, I think unfortunately the last couple performances being lackluster and stuff like that, I think you speak for a lot of America and a lot of other places outside of this country. A lot of people are not really. He's not a fan friendly or an exciting fighter to where he's drawing that type of crowd. Um, you have to actually be a true boxing purist to like and appreciate Shakur Stevenson. But he just has to make a statement and turn it up a little more, man. He can't just keep fighting um the same style. He's gotta step it up a little bit more, man. Cam J, too bad Tank contemporaries don't want to fight him. Well, man, I'm gonna get ready to bounce up out of here, my good peoples, man. I appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight and rocking with me. Um, I will be going live on Sunday, more than likely 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If the time is subject to change, I will make an announcement on FB to let you know if the time is a little bit later than the normally scheduled time. So right before I go, y'all, everybody here in the chat, like I said, thanks again. Remember, in the description area, if you're interested in the hats right here, the shirts, I got merch, I got hoodies, and a whole lot of other things online, and they'll deliver right to your door, man. So hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe. Tell a friend or two. Like I said, share this link. And I'll do the same for my other brothers who are doing YouTube and stuff like that. We'll do this together like a team and network. So everybody be safe, and I'll see y'all on Sunday. Everyone, let me see. Shakur and Devin style in boxing isn't sweet science. Track stars in boxing. Well, I guess tomorrow, that's in the morning, you're going to be bringing that up, Cam J. So salute to you, brother. Y'all be safe. Guards Up Entertainment. Be safe, brother. And I'll see you on Sunday. Peace. And I'll catch you on the next round.